The blacked out packages on Rams just look the best. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Ram and American Forks website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Bighorn Night Edition. Also include a link to my carbine guide. If you have any questions, by the way, just ask for Brad. Let's get into it. Powering this is a twin turbo 3-liter inline 6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. It puts out 420 horsepower, 469 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 24 on the highway. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Blacked out 1500 Hurricane badge, and by the way, if the badge says Hurricane, then it's a 2026. And then I love the billet silver. The Night Edition blacks out the headlight bezel. It also blacks out the grille as well as the Ram logo. And then you can see the normal blacked out trim at the bottom. Body painted bumper too, but this has fog lights and parking sensors, no recovery points. All of the blacked out elements contrast very nicely to the silver on this truck. Tire and wheel setup is 275 by 55 by 20. The wheels are completely blacked out, and then you'll notice we've got nice body painted fender flares, blacked out badging on the side, mirror caps, door handles as well. Solid rear axle, and then this truck is coil sprung. And then it looks like this one is a crew cab with the 5'7" box. I'll double check. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock. We have the tailgate drop down, remote start, and then the Ram logo. And yep, let's go check out that regular box. Now this one doesn't have any of the fancy bed features. It doesn't even have bed liner, but you can always add bed liner after the fact. And I think it should just be standard on trucks, in my opinion. Now the tailgate itself is very light to pick up. And then of course all the badges on the back are going to be blacked out. And then we just have these standard taillights. Blacked out exhaust tips at the bottom. And then we have parking sensors and a body painted bumper. That will cap things off for the exterior. We got a lot of muscle with this week's giveaway. The first car is a 1964 Corvette Resto Mod with a 500 horsepower small block V8, a 5-speed Tremec manual, and upgraded brakes to give you modern performance. The next is a new Z06 with all of the carbon fiber and the 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8 producing 670 horsepower. On top of that, you do get $60,000 in cash if you win this giveaway to help pay for the taxes. As always, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus tickets on any donation, $25 or more. Let's now check out the interior. Cloth trim with some stitching down below, and then you have this cool trim piece that goes across. Cloth on the seats, you've got more of that stitching all down the sides. Plenty of legroom in the back. We also have little buckets here in the rear. No reclining seats, but you do have a 60-40 split. Storage pocket there. We've got some vents, USB ports in the rear, as well as an outlet. Let's now check out the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then down below you can see the mirrors do power fold in. You've got automatic for the front two windows, acoustic glass up front by the way, and then you've got more of that nice trim on the door panel. 1712 is the payload capacity. The front seat also has that cloth trim. The driver's seat's power adjustable, whereas the passenger seat's manual. The driver also gets power adjustable pedals, and then the lights are automatic. Let's fire up the old Hurricane. Well, new Hurricane actually, because it's the newest engine. Yeah. Soft touch all around the steering wheel with the Ram logo front and center. We've got our cruise control, adaptive cruise control on the one side, radio controls on the back, gear limiter function, drive mode select there off to the left hand side, then also the controls for the center digital screen. Being a full digital screen means it's a lot more customizable than an analog system, so you can fully change what is displayed there in the center. Is it necessary? No, but you know, some people like that. Just a backup camera in reverse, pretty good resolution. Now the Bighorn gets the best version of the screen that you have in Rams because it still has tons of physical controls, so on either side for example, also at the bottom for certain elements like trailer brake and parking sensors, and you still get more than enough screen real estate. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. We've got heated seats and heated steering wheel, dual zone climate with this package too. Now the Bighorn does have a part-time four-wheel drive system, but it comes with auto, so you kind of have a full-time in a way. But you also have low and high, and then auto stop start, you can turn off that feature. Got some USB ports. We also have our phone charging pad. Got the sliding center console, and yeah, it is massive. There is tons of space inside. It's a very practical unit overall. And then you've got the double glove box set up for even more storage. And then finally up top we do have a power sliding rear window. Well, the button for it rather is up top. 2026 Ram Bighorn, $61,875. Let's see how this performs. Bighorn Night Edition. And you know what? We're going to start this video off with me throwing some shade to the robots. It's 118 degrees in the lot right now, apparently. At least that's what the thermostat says. And I'm doing completely fine. My camera, on the other hand, barely made it through the walk around. Like it was in the throes of overheating and having a complete meltdown. So the robots, they can do some stuff, but they can't handle heat like us humans. Good luck taking over the world. Anyways, with the Bighorn Night Edition, this is one of the best Rams you can get. You see, trucks have become more and more complex as time has gone on. They have more and more features. Some of those features are useful, many of them useless. And the Bighorn seems to balance out useful with not having a lot of useless. What I mean by that is, you know, this big screen, right? Not necessary at all, but it's nice. And everything else, so this has feature-wise, it just makes sense, right? Having power driver seat, having, again, the thicker glass. They have this in all the Rams now, up front, acoustic glass. So it helps out with the noise insulation. Dual zone climate's nice, heated seats, heated steering wheel. It's got a phone charging pad. This literally has everything you'd want in it. And that's the thing that I think people need to kind of remember. And I'm not saying that this is, the price on this is justified by any means. But what I am saying is, a lot of you that are going and buying Laramies and Limiteds, I think that you'd be just as happy in a Bighorn. It doesn't have the Laramie or Limited name, but again, you look at the features that this has versus what those have, and it's like, are you really gonna, do you really need the better sound system? This has the Alpine. The Alpine's a great sound system. Do you really need the leather seats? Do you need the passenger screen? Do you need a panoramic sunroof? Right, they have a lot of extra features that'll typically be on them at dealer lots that I just don't think are all that necessary. Now, one thing that I do like about the Bighorn seats is, for a cloth seat, they're very comfortable. They've got great padding, and I think out of all the truck makers, this is the most comfortable cloth seat. You pair that with the coil sprung suspension, and this is a very comfortable truck. And again, you also pair that with the acoustic glass that they're using now, and it's very insulated. This is very, very luxe. And the engine, the Hurricane, right? Love it or hate it, it's quiet. So you kind of drive around and you don't really notice the engine too much. You just get this nice wave of torque, and it's just so smooth. And the thing that I've noticed is some of these turbo engines, are, especially inline sixes, are so good that even when you compare this to an electric car, this, I don't know, feels better. And I think a big part of that's the weight, right? You get pretty much just as smooth of an acceleration, and you don't have all the weight that's associated with an electric car. Yeah, this is nice. It's again so quiet in here. 117 now, okay, so maybe it's not actually 118, it's 117. It's because of all the concrete and stuff. It just absorbs the heat, reflects it, and it turns it into a little sauna outside. Yeah, it's so smooth. I really do like this engine, and I've talked to a lot of people, and everyone says we all have the same opinion. Like, if Ram can figure out everything with this engine, then most people are going to want this over the Hemi, even though the Hemi has a better sound. Because this thing, when it comes to acceleration, man, it walks on the Hemi. Talking about the 5.7. And again, I'll get you guys a comparison. I still haven't seen a single 5.7 drop at a dealer. I think that there's going to be slightly later availability, but once one drops, then we'll take a look at it, of course. So, in conclusion, the Bighorn is all the truck you need. And you know, it's funny because, right, you always think people are going to want to upsell you. I'm not, obviously I don't sell cars, I just review them, but I'm trying to downsell you guys. Stop buying the Laramie, stop buying the Limiteds, go and look at a Bighorn, right? This truck looks great on the exterior, it's got tons of nice features, and it's not cheap by any means, but it's a lot cheaper than a loaded up truck. And you know, it's Ram, there's always a little bit of wheeling and dealing, and so you could probably get this for a bit less money on top of that. Well, there's quite a bit that's exciting if you ask me. So let me know your thoughts on the Bighorn Night Edition, but this is one of the sweet spots for Ram. I still have a big soft spot for the Warlock, but I think that Warlock aside, one of the best Rams you can buy.